picked up this commercial grade dehumidifier from a warehouse. He had it sitting there the first time I picked stuff up from him, and I think it was the third or fourth time I picked stuff up from him. He's like, alright, I'm just gonna finally just get rid of this thing. He seems to think there's some sort of copper inside here, but I wasn't sure. So most dehumidifiers I've ever seen never had any copper in it, so I told him I don't think it has copper in it, can't pay you anything for it, but he thinks there's something in there that's copper. So I said I'll take it apart. If it turns out that there is some copper in there, some valuable copper, then I'll toss him some money afterwards. That was 2-3 weeks ago now, so he's probably waiting to hear back from me. So finally got around to it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this cover off and see what's inside here. Okay, so I got this one door pulled off, and looks pretty interesting. This thing appears to spin on this belt. It almost looks like a inside of a catalytic converter. So that's interesting. I'm gonna have to research that, try to figure out what it is. Some sort of weird looking transformer thing down here. Pretty hollow. This looks like a transformer. So that's probably a decent transformer, but pain to get the copper out of there, and not really that much copper in there. Doesn't look like there's that much to this machine at all. Go ahead and get the rest of this casing pulled off, or as much off as I can, and then I'll update you again. It's aluminum. Doesn't look like it's gonna come apart too much. Like the shell looks like it's all one piece. Inside this side, got the panel off. It's a big motor right here. This big motor down there. Bunch of breakers. Not exactly sure what the rest of this is. Inside here, looks like it might be some copper coils. Looks like it's pretty stuck in there. Looks like a plate on here, so I'm assuming I'll have to undo these 4 bolts. A little bit hard to get to. Maybe I can try to get this motor out of the way first. So, cut some of that wire out of the way. Looks like there's some more wire that runs into here, like bare copper that's running into there. Not sure where that's running to. First, right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and start working away at this, try to get some of this stuff taken out of here, get some space to move, and then try to get these 4 bolts out, try to pull that whole thing out, see if these are actually all copper, or if they're... So that came out nice and easy. Just undid those 4 bolts, and this whole plate just pulled off of there. I think that's just a steel plate, so I just have to figure out how to get this off and get this steel plate off, and then just scrap it as an electric motor. So now that is out, I can get to this, and I'll just keep working away at this side, and then we'll switch over to the other side. Got the second motor out, so got everything out of there. Maybe pull out a little bit more wiring, maybe not. Small pieces, hard to get. I don't know if it'd be worthwhile to pull the rest of the wiring. Pulled this thing out of here, it's just empty behind it. And it turns out this thing is actually just stainless steel and has a small steel rod in the center of it. So just throw that in the scrap pile, shred pile. Just been using this wheelbarrow right this second to put everything in and drag it over to the side of the building. So that's it for that side. Now I just have to go ahead and figure out how to get this piece out of here. I don't even know if it would be worthwhile to pull this thing out. Definitely pull that little transformer out of there and see about pulling this thing out. Looks like a stainless steel ring, and this almost looks like cardboard in there or something. Okay, so I pulled this transformer out. Never seen a transformer like this. This is the steel here. The steel ring goes around, and then two copper coils. Well, I'm assuming they are copper. They could be aluminum. But I'll put this aside in my transformer bin. I might take it apart. Try to take the copper out of it. But for now, set this aside, and the rest on here I'm just gonna leave on here. This thing here, I'm not gonna bother pulling it off. It looks like it's just cardboard. I don't see why they'd use any sort of catalyst or anything like a catalytic converter, so making the assumption that it's cardboard. If you know what this is, definitely let me know. That's it for now. Now I'll just throw the rest of this in the shred pile. Throw the transformer in the transformer bin. Take this cable, cut off already. Throw it in with the rest of the stove cables. And that's about it. Gotta get the dolly, grab this, put it in the shred pile. Got a lot more stuff to take apart, so that's it for today. I'll update you guys as we go along here, get more progress done on the shop and everything else.